Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see this time we are going to talk about fresh release from Revell. So this kit comes in 1/24 scale, and here we have Volkswagen T1. It's so-called Dr.Oetker edition, so you can see on the box art why it is actually called like this. And we have a commercial sample here, so it means it was purchased with your help, with help of your donations, and we are going to check it closer. This is the final shape of this release, so you'll get exactly the same stuff as what you'll see in this video review, and nothing will change. So if you choose some good model shop, for example Modelimex, you will get exactly the same stuff. So first of all, I have to note that we have here a completely new plastic as far as I remember, and we have it as a level 5 difficulty here. It's written that it's 124 parts inside, and we have 18cm long model, and box size is rather large, so here you can see comparison with my hand. On the side you'll find also some information about the manufacturer. Here on the rear side we have more pictures of the finished kit, and also some features are displayed here. We also have the paint numbers, I guess these are Revell designations, and here on the other side again we have some information about the kit. So everything is sealed with the tape on the side. This is a typical thing for Revell, so I'm going to cut through it right now. Just give me a second and we will take a closer look together. Okay, so it's open. Of course, box is with the side loading, as you can see. It's easy to open. Here we have the check that it was purchased, and then we have the plastic parts. So plastic parts are packed into several bags, and as far as you can see there are a lot of sprues actually. So just give me a second. Even though parts count is not that impressive, we still get a lot of parts inside. So I will need a bit of time to take everything out and to start checking out what we have actually here. So everything is enclosed in a plastic bag with the tape enclosure, and I'm going to open the first plastic bag. Here we have the gray plastic sprues, and 2 sprues actually. So that's the sprue E. And I think here we should close the lenses a bit and zoom in. So this one is obviously dedicated to the internals. Here we have the seats, we also have the central console, we have the roof panel, and also some other parts. For example, here I think there's the steering column, also we have the sun visors, and everything looks quite nice. Here from the opposite side you'll find some guiding elements, but that's pretty much all. And of course the most will depend from your painting skills, because we have some texture on the parts. Maybe I can bring it closer so that you can see what I'm talking about. So these are not just smooth parts, and this is really great because it actually copies the real material on these elements. And the same can be applied to these seats, which we see on the next sprue. So here we have more seats, I guess that's the front row, and this is obviously the floor pan. So here you can see that we have quite nice molded in details, and if I flip it over, here inside we have also the Revell sign and some guiding elements. So it's written that it's 2009 molding, so relatively fresh, if we can say so. Next we continue with another plastic bag, so just give me a moment. I will open it as well. Here we have quite interesting parts. These are car body parts. So for example, this sprue P, here we have the that's the left panel and the roof panel. Note that we have also a lot of flash here around the frame, but this is not serious because we don't have flash around the parts. As far as you can see, we have also guiding elements, and if I flip it over, inside we also have some details as well, and it should be quite nice. I wonder if it will be possible to expose all these internals, but note that again we have all the guiding pins and tabs, so it should be relatively easy to combine all these large parts together. And why I'm saying parts, because here we continue with the sprue M, and here you can see that we have the floor panel, which is for the interior. We have also here a nice surface imitation. The same applies for this rear trunk panel. And if you flip it over, here we have some guiding elements so that you can combine it with the floor panel which we saw before. Okay, next we continue with another side panel, so that's obviously the right one. And here you can see that it is molded without the side doors, so actually we can open them, and I think that will be a must have feature on such kit, especially in 124 scale. Definitely consider replicating this, but note that the fuel tank flap is molded in. And here, if I flip it over again, we have some internal features even on the doors, which is really cool, and with some washing applied it will be visible on the finished model. Next we continue with another sprue. It's a sprue O. So here we have the frontal mask. As you can see, we have also Volkswagen logo here pre-molded, and we have also the separate doors. So front doors, I suppose, can be opened as well. If we flip them over, obviously we have the interior panels separately, or not, because I can see that we have some rivets here. So I guess that's what was present on the real subject, and there is nothing much to add. Next we continue with a separate plastic bag for the chrome parts. So here we have quite an interesting choice of parts, and in a second you'll see why. So chrome parts, I would say they look rather nice. So usually chrome parts, original ones out of the box, is not that good thing to use in your build, but here, as you can see, the chrome application looks convincing. So we have the wheel covers, we also have Volkswagen logo, we have various external elements, and as far as you can see, everything is quite nice without any flash, so it's just a matter of careful separation of all these parts. And of course, if you prefer to strip all these parts, good old brake liquid will help you to get rid of the chrome plating and then reapply it on in terms of the airbrushing. I'm now trying to open another plastic bag. Here we have vinyl tires. There are 5 of them because, as you remember, we have also the spare wheel. And well, vinyl tires is not something to be proud of, and this kit is not an exclusion. And if you have a chance to get the aftermarket replacement, definitely go for it, because as you can see, this vinyl tire, it has nice tire pattern, but here on the tire walls we do not have any features, and we also have some flash inside and also outside this molding line, so that's definitely not something what you consider for a serious build. Next we continue with another plastic bag. So here, surprisingly, we have the gray plastic sprues. While previous ones were light gray, these ones are more of a dark gray. So I will zoom out so that you can see what I'm talking about. So here we have the bumpers, we also have the wheel rims as far as you can see. We have some metal parts for the external features, even the steering wheel is here, which is rather surprising. But molding quality looks fine, and here, by the way, you can see wheels from the opposite side. Next, we continue with another plastic sprue. So here we have various parts for the engine. As you remember, you can open the rear hatch in order to expose the engine. So we have all the visible parts. We have also some suspension parts here. That's the dashboard, which is rather simple on this car in real life, so that's why it looks like this in the plastic kit. But overall, I like what we get here, and I think with careful assembly you should get a really good result. Of course, with some weathering it will be even better. And that's not all. We also get one more plastic bag. Probably you heard I was opening it. So here we have the clear parts for this van, and as you can see, there are a lot of them, but as usual, the Revell does not supply any masks. So in case you would like to cover them in a with the stickers, then definitely you will have to get some aftermarket set of masks, or otherwise you end up with not that nice result. And now I'm trying to understand why we have the clear film here included. As you can see, it was in the assembly manual, so we will have to check the assembly manual obviously in order to understand why it is included here. But what I was actually taking out from the manual is the decal sheet. So just give me a second. I am trying to stow this transparent strip inside the safety note. And decals are actually coming from cartograph because it's written that it's printed in Italy. And here we have all the necessary triangles for the car body. So if you are not fan of masking, you can actually use this thing. And overall, I like what we have here. So the printing quality looks convincing, and we even have some decals for the interior. So that's quite nice. And next, we can remove this sprue and start with the assembly manual. So this one is printed in color, and that's a typical thing for Revell, and that's why I will have to close the lenses a bit and also zoom out. So here again we have the picture of the finished model. Next we continue with the some tips and also legend for the science, recommended paints. Next we continue with the parts map as far as you can see, and I guess these black areas mean that you will not be using these parts, otherwise why they have these black areas. Next we continue, also here it's written that it's window sheet. I wonder why it is provided as a clear film, but we will see. And assembly process starts with an engine as far as you can see, and here we should also paint it in advance because it will be inserted here in the car floor panel. Next we continue with the suspension parts. Also, as you can see, wheels are getting assembled, and then we start working on the floor panel itself. So spare wheel gets in place, and then we also assemble one of the doors. We start working on the dashboard here. So this transparent film will be actually used for the interior windows in this car. Next we continue with the front mask panel. As you can see, it's also combined with a separate interior panel. Then we assemble all this stuff together with the floor. Here we have doors. So doors are offered to be assembled in open or closed position, your decision here. Also we continue with the roof panel here. We assemble the wheels and install them onto your car. Here we install the clear parts. And next are the bumpers, rear view mirrors and screen wipers, and here we have the marking guide. So it's only one marking option, unfortunately, for this kit, and I guess these modelers who will be choosing this particular boxing, they will be aiming for this particular marking. But overall, I think this is a really great kit for those modelers who are tired from supercars in 1/24 scale. They would like to copy something a bit more realistic, so here is the option. Of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion about this release. Do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.